I'm drunk for Oscar.
Well, that's the best lead-in ever. I was just about to say we're back and we have special guest Molly back with us because Molly is what I would call a full-on movie fanatic who knows horror stuff when it comes to movies. And what a great week for that because the Oscars are Sunday. Da, 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 da. Wah! We're going to talk about our Super Bowl because I don't think Danielle wants to talk about the real Super Bowl too soon.
Wah, wah.
Too
Do,
soon.
do, do.
It's a good crowd to be doing this because lucky enough to have some screener copies float our way through industry perks, and so have seen most of the movies that are on the list, if not almost all. I think probably in combination we've seen them all.
I have seen all of the Best Picture nominations except for one, which is Bridge of Spies. That's the only one I didn't see.
So here's the challenge. You can interpret it however you want. You either tell me who you think is going to win or who you would like to see win. Either way, succinctly tell me, Danielle, who you'd like to see win for Best Actress.
I think Best Actress is a lock. So who I think is going to win and who I think deserves to win is Brie Larson for Room.
I was very impressed with Saoirse Ronan in Brooklyn. It was such a simple movie. I think that Brie Larson was amazing, but I think she was also given a lot more.
Some of those, especially the girl that's in The Danish Girl, those were more
Yes.
leading roles, but they looked at how many like strong contenders there were this year for a leading actress, and they just automatically slotted them down to being supporting just to give them any shot at winning, which I thought is kind of like, oh, that's sad. And then also like, wow, that speaks volumes about obviously the talent of in the female talent pool that we have in acting. Danielle, tell me, and I think I know the answer. I think everybody probably has the same answer, but I'm willing to be shocked. Your pick for Best Actor.
Well, I have not seen The Revenant, which was the one film I wanted to make sure I saw at the theater, then heard everyone's reactions to how they felt after they saw it, and didn't want to go to the theater. So I'm still trying to get there before Sunday. But whether I've seen it or not, I'm pulling for Leo to finally take home the Oscar. I think people have really been like sticking it to Leo. Like, put in your time, boy, put in your time. And that kid has been putting in his time.
Oh my gosh.
He
Real.
makes good choices. He's not doing shit films. I mean, he might have a couple here and there, but from when he first started with This Boy's Life and Gilbert Grape, I mean, he's a good actor.
He's
And
really
I think
good.
I think it's his time.
When I saw What's Eating Gilbert Grape and I waited to see it on VHS because that's what we had at the time, I thought he was legitimately mentally disabled.
I feel like everything he does, he has that feel of like, what's his chops? Mr. Method Actor, Lincoln. I'm blanking right now.
Lewis?
He has that where he goes all in and totally transforms. Even like I am a huge fan of that movie Blood Diamond. Like I feel like every time he has an accent, he nails it. He really buries himself into it. No, because that was like a South African accent, and I was like, he was speaking it to me.
The Revenant was a brilliant film, and everybody involved was brilliant, not just him. I do feel like it's time. It's time, and there's no better time. It's not, and it isn't like a pity award. It wouldn't be like a Susan Lucci thing. He doesn't talk for like 3/4 of the movie, and yet his screen time is like 92% or something. It's ridiculous.
It's Tom Hanks with the volleyball. Like he's not actually acting with anybody. He's only acting against himself and the elements of nature. So the big enchilada, the movie, the big one, the Best Picture that is not 10. It's not 5. It's let's do 8 this year.
8-ish.
8 is great. The Hateful Eight. That's not even one of them. There are 8 of them, including Mad Max Fury Road. I thought that was a joke. I have not seen it, admittedly, but it's just really.
A Best Picture should have some qualifications besides looking gorgeous.
You know what also looked beautiful on the big screen? Mars. I loved
Yeah,
it. That funny movie, The Martian.
he just
While I enjoyed all of these movies except for Mad Max and Bridge of Spies, and The Revenant, which I have not seen, but I'm sure that I will.
That's it.
The movie that I enjoyed the most was Spotlight. I thought Spotlight was very well written, very well researched, well acted. It had everything. I thought everybody in that cast was great. And kind of watching even their inner struggles as being a member of that religion, and maybe, having those moments. Obviously, there were a couple of moments where things could have been done in the past, realizing like, ooh, I didn't do anything about that. And worrying about how their parents were going to feel, or their grandparents, or their teachers, or their ministers, or priests, whatever, all of that. I could really feel it. And not because I grew up Catholic, because I don't feel drawn to that religion, but I could feel that they did.
A lot of people who grew up very devout Catholic either stay there or they're like, oh, like I want to make my own choice. Like I don't, like, I thought that's where you were headed. Stand up, stand
I'm
up,
doing
sit down,
my
kneel.
church workout. Sorry.
Stand up, sit down, kneel. Stand up, sit down, kneel.
Got it.
Listen, I was raised Catholic. I was not, it's like you can take offense, not take offense. It's not it's not a fictional story. This truly happened. We see it and we go, oh, like the story broke. You don't really know what went into getting it done. So to watch the inner workings, like the underbelly of the newsroom, and they were like what felt like truly in the basement piecing this story together. I thought it was so good. I thought it was so good.
Can I tell you what I think about Best Picture?
Yes.
I think that if The Big Short did take it, it would be a huge upset. But that being said, it was a really good movie. I just think it was so hard to understand, regardless of throwing in Selena Gomez or Margot Robbie or Chef or Anthony Bourdain or whoever to explain these little intricate little financial things that people are doing. Unless you're in the financial services industry, it's really hard to understand what it is that they're talking about. And I'm in that industry, and I still had to be like, okay, wait, pause it. That Spotlight was the same as Brooklyn. It's a smaller movie. It takes you in. It draws you in. You are compelled to watch it. You lean forward. And in the theater, we always talk about we want that lean-in moment where the audience is like, all right, I'm with you. I felt like The Revenant gave you that from the first 3 seconds. So I think Revenant's going to take it. And deservedly so.
I feel like this would be the acceptable case where that was a lean out movie because
yeah, that's true.
I leaned in by leaning out because I was like, pause. That this movie was one of those that I file under the saw it, glad I did, feel really good about it, won't watch it again.
Okay.